All right. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to some more NBA 2K26 news and reactions. And this is the day. This is the Christmas day before the Christmas day. Obviously, the real Christmas day is 2K coming out, which is now officially 6 days away. And we just did a near 3 hour stream just a couple hours ago because there was a ton of gameplay stuff to break down. Well, now we're doing the real thing, the thing that we've been all waiting for, which is the builder. The builder, I want to know everything as far as attributes, animations, badges, thresholds, all that. And before we get to the video reaction itself, there's something else I want to look at first. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is something that is new. NBA 2K Lab already put out the requirements for badges and animations before the game releases. And I want to say that's a thing that they don't really do. So let's take a look. All right. So let's take a look at NBA 2K Lab first. There we go. There's NBA 2K26. We're not looking at 2K25. Apologies on that. Because unfortunately, this literally just happened while we were about to set up our stream. So that's why it took me a second. So, all right. So let's go into the NBA 2K Lab stuff. So, off rip, I want to say we have the same badges as NBA 2K25. There is no new additions, and there's also no deletions. And I know that may sound controversial, may sound like an issue because typically every 2K release, they have some new badges. They also rework some badges that already existed, but they also remove some stuff that is the meta and overpowered. Now, me personally, I don't really see an issue with having the same badges last year as long as they're reworked, right? Because to me, it's meaningless if you bring in 10 to 15 new badges that do absolutely nothing, right? So let's start off with Deadeye. Let's go to shooting first. So, Deadeye. For bronze, you need a 73 mid range or a 73 three pointer for bronze Deadeye. Silver, it's 85. Gold, it's 92. Hall of Fame is 95. And Legend is 99. And it also can be unlocked at any height. So you can be 5'9 all the way to now 7'4, and you can unlock it. So 73, 85, 92, 95, 99. Okay. So Dead is the exact same as 2K25 for a reference. Limitless range for 3, 83 3, 89, 93, 96, and 99, and also just like Deadeye, any height. And if we look at 2K25, it's the exact same. Mini Marksman, you need a 71 mid range or 3. You need an 82 silver, 94 for gold, 97 for Hall of Fame, and 99 for Legend. And obviously, with a name like Mini Marksman, the max height is a 6'3. And if we go to 2K25, those are the same. Okay, cool. Set shot specialist. Mid range in 3 65s, 78 for silver, 89 for gold, 93 for Hall of Fame, and a 95 3 for Hall of Fame. and then 98 for legend. Then, just like the previous ones, with the exception of mini marksman, it can be unlocked at any height. If we get to 2K25, it's the exact same. But now let's get into shifty shooter, which, just based on switching the pages, is going to be some different. So shifty shooter, mid range and 3, a 76 for bronze, 87 for silver, 91 for gold, 96 for Hall of Fame, and 99 for legend. And the max height you can unlock shifty shooter is 6'11". So I guess our fear about 7'4" Victor Wembanyama builds having legend shifty shooter is not going to happen. Interesting. And also, as you can see, for 2K25, shifty shooter also required agility. But in 2K26, shifty shooter does not need agility. So that's the one change that we're going from 2K25 to 2K26. So the shooting animate attributes are the exact same from 2K25 to 2K26. All the badges the exact same. The only difference is shifty shooter does not require agility. So take that as you will. All right, let's hop in the next one. Let's go to playmaking. So playmaking, ankle assassin, ball handle. You need a 75 for bronze, 86 for silver, 93 for gold, 95 for Hall, and 98 for legend. And in 2K25, it was 73, 85, 92, 95, and 99. Which is the same. Cool. Only difference is, obviously, one second. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Bailout, 85 for bronze, 91 for silver, 94 for gold, 96 for Hoff, and 99 for legend. Okay, so cycling through, you can see me click. Cycling through all the badges requirements are the exact same, except, I'm not going to waste time, except for Versatile Visionary. So in NBA 2K26, bronze is 70. Bronze is 76. Make sure you're all writing this down because it's very important. Gold is 84. Hall of Fame is 95. And Legend is 99. That's 2K26. But in 2K25, bronze required in 78. So we go from 2K25 requiring a 78 pass for bronze Versatile Visionary, but in 2K26, you only need a 70. For silver, in 2K25, you need an 89. And for 2K26, you need a 76. So basically, the amount of just bronze Versatile Visionary in 2K25 is equivalent of silver in 2K26. Gold, it's 84 pass ac. Gold on 2K25, you needed a 95. 97 for Hoff, 95 for Hoff in 2K26, and both 99 for Legend. So, take that as you will. Now, me personally, in 2K25, my interior center with 99 rebound, 99 passing, I'm going to get Legend Versatile Visionary just by default. But for the people who, passing is not your forte, you do a budget pass ac build, this is going to be, I think, very interesting for you. Where previously you just targeted for, bronze or silver versatile visionary, you can now maybe get all the way to gold with that. So take that as you will. All right, let's hop into finishing next. So off rip, immediately, I'm noticing Arrow Wizard does not require vertical in 2K26 compared to 2K25. So Arrow Wizard, you needed a 64 drive and dunk or a 60 stand and dunk, a 70 drive and dunk or a 75 standing dunk, an 80 gold or 84 stand dunk, 89 Hoff or 92 Hoff, 97 legend or 98 legend. And in 2K25, for comparison, you needed stuff like vertical or a drive-in layup. But in 2K26, all you need is just a drive-in dunk or a stand-in dunk. So once again, take all that as you will. $57, $64, $69, $70. And also the caps are different as well. In 2K25, a 57 drive-in layup and a 64 drive-in dunk got you to bronze. But in 2K26, you need 60 minimum to hit that bronze threshold. $80, $84 is for gold. And in 2K25, you could have gold Arrow Wizard at a 79 layup, which that's not how it's going to be anymore. You need to hit that 80 threshold. And then for Hoff, you need an 89 drive and dunk or a 92 standing dunk in 2K26. But in 2K25, you needed only an 87 drive and layup or an 89 drive and dunk. So you go from 87, 89 to 92 for a Hall of Fame Arrow Wizard. Diamond and Float Game, a badge that was useless and not really talked about, not really mentioned in 2K25, but now with all the upgrades that we've been hearing and seeing with layups, layup builds might be very, very viable. What's up, Dakota? I know this is a lot of numbers, but we're starting off with the information from 2K Lab with the animation badge requirements. All right. So Float Game, as I was saying, a badge that was useless and pretty notoriously is pretty useless overall in 2K, but based on all the upgrades we're seeing about layups this year, might be very viable. You needed Float Game for close shot and layup. Same goes for here. And a 2K26, 68 close shot, 78 layup, 86 gold, 92 Hall of Fame, and 98 legend. Okay, so Float Game, that is the exact same. Okay. Hook Specialist, you need a close shot or post control, 60 for bronze, 75 close shot for silver, 87 for gold, 94 for Hoff, and 99 for legend. So, okay. So let's see. 60 is a threshold for both. 75 close shot or a 65 post control for silver is 2K26. But in 2K25, it was a 75 close shot and a 65 for silver. Okay, that's the same. Okay. 87, 80, that's the same. 94, 90, that's also the same. And 99, 99, 7 is also the same. Okay, cool. Layup Bits Master, 75 for bronze, 85 for silver, 93 for gold, 97 for Hoff, 99 for legend. 593, that's the same. Cool. Paint Prodigy. 73, 84, 92, 96, 99. Physical finisher. We have strength, driving layup, 16, 70s, respectfully. 67 and 80 for silver, 75 and 90 for gold, 83 and 96 for Hoff, and 97 equally for legend. Okay, so it looks like all of these. Yep, all these are the exact same. Okay, cool. So I'm just like skimming through, just seeing is there any differences. All right, let's go into defense. Okay, so looking at this, in 2K26, you need a block and vertical. In 2K25, you needed a block, speed, and vertical. So in 2K25, bronze vertical was 68 and 60, which is the same. Silver was 78 and 74, that's also the same. 88 and 80, that's also the same. 92 and 83, that's also the same. And 99 is also the same. So they just took high flying denier and just removed the speed requirement. So once again, take that as you will. I'm just relaying all the information from 2K Lab over to you. And it looks like everything else is the same. Okay. Rebounding, the thing that I care about. Let's do it. So in 2K25, rebounding badges, Bots Out Beast played a part. But not in 2K26. That's interesting for people like me. Okay. So in 2K26, you just need your rebounding attribute for badges. No strength. Okay. Not sure how I feel about that, but okay, we move. So, for Bots Out Beast, you need a 55 rebound. Okay. 70 for silver, 85 for gold, 94 for Hoff, and 98 for legend. So they're the same. Bots Out Beast just did not require this strength requirement. Rebound Chaser is also the exact same thresholds. 60, 80, 92, 96, and 99. And If I had to guess what my day one build is going to be, since it's going to be a 99 center with rebounding, passing, block, interior defense, that stuff, right? My typical Wilt, Shaq build from every year. If I had to guess, what I'm going to do is I'm leaning either towards gold or Hall of Fame rebound chaser. And I'm just going to simply use one of my Math Plus 1 badges to get to legend. That is my mindset. Let's get into the all around badges to cap it off. Brick wall, it's the same. Slippery off ball, speed, agility. It looks like the requirements are the exact same. And pogo stick only requires vertical in 2K26. Contrast that with 2K25, where pogo stick was vertical and then block and rebounding. Vertical is the only thing for pogo stick. But it looks like the cap thresholds for the badges for pogo stick for both games is the exact same. So that's what I'm noticing is pogo stick bots out beast with strength, high find and ire with like the speed requirement. What I'm noticing is they are taking out a lot of the physical requirements for the badges. So take that as you will, if whether you think it's a W change or not. All right, so that's the badge requirements. Let's get into the dunking, layup, dribble requirements, shooting, motion styles, 26. And I would not blame you. This screen, it looks like a lot because it is. It is a lot. But what I've said every single time about all these new, animations that 2K brings in every year, and the 2K creators play the game out launch on Community Day, and they say how there is build variety, there's all these like great animations. It means absolutely nothing. Like, this is all white noise if there's only one or two animations that everyone goes to as the meta or the most overpowered. You need 5, 10, 15, 20 different animation combo varieties in order to have a balanced game. All right, so let's go to layups. So the highest layup in the game is Kobe Rip at 88. And you can get Kobe at sits 5 to sits 9. And then Cade is also the highest layup at 88 with a sits 5, sits 9. Interesting. And for short guys out there, you have 88 with Luka at 5'9". But let's say for bigs, the highest is Nikola Jokic at 6'10" and above at a 79 drive-in layup. Interesting. So take that as you will. Let's go into let's do signature dunks. All right. So the highest dunk in the game in NBA 2K26 is Jason Richardson at a 95. And that can be unlocked from 5'9" to 6'9". Followed by Russell Westbrook at 93, same height requirements. And Kobe at 92, same height requirements. But if we want to go to, let's say, the short guards out there, I don't know why you would do that, because we've seen, based on people's videos and everything, the taller you are, the harder it is to do the skill dunk meter green the dunk, which makes sense. And my theory that I pressed in the last stream is, in my opinion, I think sits 5 and under guards are going to do the layup route, then sits 5s and aboves are going to go the dunk route. That is my theory. But if you want to do a short guard, Jason Richardson is available to you at a 95 and Russell Westbrook at a 93. I don't know why you would do that, but hey, maybe there's someone out there who does it. And then for people like me, the bigs, our options are 6'10 to 7'4. The best signature dunk, I'm not saying the best in air quotes, because it should be the best because it's the most expensive attribute requirement threshold. But we obviously know every year when it comes to attributes, the best does not always mean a 99. But Sean Kemp has the highest at 82, followed by Domantas Sabonis and Victor Wembanyama. But of course, it's not just a driving dunk requirement. You also have to factor in Sean Kemp. You need a 70 stand dunk and 55 vertical. Domantas Sabonis, 70 stand dunk, 45 vertical. But Wembanyama needs a 90 standing dunk and a 69 vertical. Nice. Dribble requirements. Let's do pass style because this matters to me a lot. So the highest pass style in the game, pass accuracy, is Mike Conley at a 95, and anyone from 5'9 to 7'4s across the board can get this, and that's how it should be. Right? So Mike Conley has the highest pass ac in the game at 95, followed by Devin Booker at 93, and Darius Garland at 92, Rajon Rondo at 92, Tyrese Halliburton is a 91 now. He's not an 89. So for you pass accuracy builds out there with the full core heaves like me, he's not an 89 anymore. Then if we want to go the lowest route, we have fundamental at 40, which is useless. 70 is Paolo, which I want to say is the same as 2K25. RJ Barrett is a new pass style this year, and also at a 70. Victor Wembanyama, 72. Anthony Edwards, 74. Ja, 75. Interesting. All right, so that is the pass styles. Let's go into the dribble style for the dribble heads out there. So for the highest dribble style, and also something that I've heard a lot of people say, is Kyrie, Steph are some of the best dribble styles in the game. For Kyrie, the highest, you need a 94 speed with ball. And for Steph Curry, you need a 91 speed with ball. Followed by Dame at 91 speed with ball, De'Aaron Fox at 90, and Trae Young at 90. That's interesting. And it's interesting because of someone way down here. John Morant at an 85. All right, look at that. John Morant at an 85 speed with ball for the motion style. This makes me concerned. I'm going to tell you why it makes me concerned. It makes me concerned because of what I've been saying, that in order for balance, you need all these different variety of builds and animations and badges. It's no fun playing online and playing against the same one or two builds with all the exact same badges, same animations. That's not fun, right? And I refuse to believe otherwise. I have heard a lot of people say John Morant is one of the best motion styles in the game in 2K26. And all you need is an 85. This makes me concerned. Not only does that mean all the players like Jaylen Brown, Jamal Murray, DeJounte Murray, Russell Westbrook, Jalen Brunson, makes them all useless if John Morant is better than all of them. But if John Morant is the go-to motion dribble style for 2K26, very similar to like what Darius Garland was in 2K25, if the threshold to meet the meta is just an 85, well, the game's not going to be balanced then. Because everyone's going to run the same motion style, and it's not going to be the most expensive one, so that 11 attributes that you would have otherwise put for 85 to 94, it's very, very expensive. Now you can put into some other area in your build, and you're even more overpowered. This makes me concerned. Let's go jumpers. So Steph Curry as Shocker. You need a 93 three-pointer or a 93 midi, and it can be unlocked from 5'9 to 6'4. Kyle Korver, a very, very popular swing jumper, you need a 90 midi and a 93, and it can be unlocked from 6'5 to 6'9. Then Dwight Powell, a 73 mid-range and 3, respectfully, and 6'10 to 7'4s. Now, so that's, I'm assuming, going to be the short guard meta is running Curry. Kyle Korver is going to be the swing meta like always. But I want to see if we can get something higher, because hold on one second. Sorry, 2K's fucking with me for a second. Okay. So for bigs, Nikola Jokic is the highest at an 85, followed by Miles Turner at 85, then Serge Ibaka at 84, then LaMarcus Aldridge at an 83. I'm just going down the list of popular jump shots I saw in 2K25. I know Jaren Jackson Jr. was a popular one. Victor Wembanyama requires 79. Interesting. Mo Wagner, 78. I know that was also a popular one. All right. So there is the animation requirements. Make sure you all write that down and make sure not to mess up your day one build, even though I'm sure people are going to mess up their day one build. Hell, even I messed up my day one build. My 610 KD build I made day one of 2K25. Yeah, there were some mistakes I made. It was still a decent build, and we still did kind of beat the meta a little bit like that, where it's like a 610 3-level score was our day one build before it became the meta. But there were some things where I'm like, damn, I wish I hadn't upgraded that far. I didn't need that. I don't know why I upgraded like my ball handle like an 85 or something like that. Why did I do that? It's little things like that. All right, so that is the NBA 2K Lab deep dive. And we're only 40 minutes later in this stream. Let us hop into the actual meat and potatoes of this stream, which is going down video by video into the builder. And honestly, I need a break. I've been doing a lot of talking, going through a lot of numbers, playing through another number ahead. So glad I took a break for a second. Let someone else do the talking.
The NBA 2K26 My Player Builder breakdown. Drop a like on the video for me. Let's try to get this to 20,000 likes. Now, first things first, the layout looks a little different, but for the most part, it works the same. You got your height, weight, wingspan. You can change that in the main menu. This is the first screen that you see, but I recommend pressing the bumper to get the detailed view. The detailed view is going to allow you to see not only your body types, but more importantly, the badges that are going to be able to unlock with your height, weight, and wingspan. And also it shows you the badge tiers.
W. And obviously, we're going to need to know what the body type is because of my day one build my interior center, we're going for that burly body type,
which is even more important this year with the Badge Max +1 and +2 perks. Your badge tiers are going to matter. We'll get more into detail of how you can utilize those and what you should be paying attention to, because some of the badges have switched to different tiers at certain heights than last year, so it's not all the same that you're used to from 2K25. But navigating these menus was a little clunky at first. There's so many things to expand and change tabs and stuff like that. You kind of get used to it after a little while, but right off the bat, it's going to be a little confusing. So when you press triangle, you're going to bring up this menu here that has badges, takeovers, and then build by badges. But when you're over the badges tab, if you press square, that's going to expand it and give you the badge layout of tier 1, tier 2, and as you upgrade your attributes, then you could see which badges are being upgraded, you know, pretty much the standard stuff that we're used to from 2K25, but you got to kind of open all those tabs to be able to see it. But once you get those tabs open, as you put the attributes up, you see the badges, yada, yada, yada. Let's move on to 3-point thresholds, and these have changed. Taller builds can get higher 3-point ratings, but let's go through it. So the tallest you can be to get Legend Limitless is still 6'5". The tallest you can be to get Gold Limitless is still 6'6". But after that, you can get Silver Limitless on every single height in the game. Yes, a 7'4" center can get Silver Limitless, and then you start thinking Badge Max +2, Hall of Fame Limitless. Y'all see where we're going with this. But, so the taller builds can get...
It was something that Joe asked Mike Wayne about in the stream we reacted to yesterday. Of what is the, like, bar? And what I mean by that is, let's say you have someone, their attributes say they should have silver shooting, but they have a badge that allows them to have Hall of Fame, or they have gold attributes, but their badge says legend. Does that help them, boost them to a point where it's not even realistic anymore? I should be shooting like I'm a gold player, but because of the Max +2s, I'm a legend player now.
The higher 3 balls. Also, when we start to look at takeovers, that's going to affect what the tall builds can get takeover-wise. And pretty much a 7'1" can get a 93-point rating, which, as you're going to see in a second, unlocks Deep Bomber. 7'2", 7'3", 7'4" get 89 3 balls, so that doesn't unlock Deep Bomber. But 7'1s, you can have a 7'1" minimum wingspan with Deep Bomber. Pretty crazy. Let's keep going. Wingspans have changed. The max wingspan is 6 inches above your player's height. That is from the shortest to the tallest player. It is universal. I know last year, like 7'1" got like an extra 2 inches compared to 7 foot. Everything goes up by 1 inch. It's 6 inches above the height of your player. Also, the 3-point thresholds have gone up for max wingspan players, probably partly due to the fact that wingspans are a little smaller now, but I think it's also just higher 3-point ratings for taller builds and stuff like that. Takeovers. As I said, you can get Deep Bomber on a 7'1". Make sure when you're making your builds, you are looking at the takeover requirements. It is whatever ability you want, it is the same. I know last year there was like different takeovers that had the same takeover ability, had different attribute threshold like unlocks. Not this year. Whatever takeover ability you want, it is the same requirement regardless of your build. There is no, regardless of the takeover that you choose or custom takeover, the ability is the same rating. So Deep Bomber is 93 pointer. So you got to make sure your build is able to get that if you want to get deep bomber. Another example is blur. Blur is 85 ball handle, 80 speed with ball. So make sure you're looking at these requirements when you're making your build. Very, very important to make sure you get the takeover ability that you want so that you have access to it when you do your custom takeover, or if you're somebody that decides to not use custom takeover, or if you're somebody that doesn't want to use custom takeover.
Chad, I'm very curious what you think of the builder screen. Do you like this screen, or do you like how it was previously? Me personally, just looking at it as a visual aesthetic thing, I am in the camp where I prefer the old system better, because I'm able to see a lot more clearly, like, oh, my max cap for like speed with balls in 80, but it doesn't really show that clearly. Right? Like, I could be making my build, and I'm thinking, oh, I can go all the way to like 99 or 90 minimum. But then the game stops me like a 70 because that's where it caps out at. I feel like this is a system where you have to do your height, do your weight, do your wingspan, and then either take a picture or write down all the attribute, like thresholds, mass thresholds your build can have before you go into the builder itself, and then start filling around with the number and, tooling up to what you want. So quality of life thing in the negative, at least in my opinion.
You still got to unlock the ability by meeting the requirements if you use a regular takeover. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about. When you look at the takeovers, pay attention. Some of them have changed. Some of them have been combined. You have, let's say, for example, last year, See the Future was part of the rebounding badge. See the Future is now part of Rim Guardian badge. You also have, like, the brick wall take is now part of the rebounding takeover. I'm not using the specific names. Obviously, you look at the list, you can do it, but I'm just giving the generality so it's easy for everyone to understand. You also have, like, the defensive take. It's a combination of both. It boosts your bumps on the ball and your steals this year. So they combine some of the takeovers. Some of them stayed the same, like Deep Bomber is still Deep Bomber, Blur is still Blur, and the layup one is still the layup one. But some of them have been combined, and I think it's like the Sharpshooter one. That one also boosts your ankle breakers now. So that's like the combination of, I think it was called Marksman and Silky Shooter from 2K25. So make sure you're paying attention to the takeovers because the abilities have changed. Some of them have like new names and stuff, but I'm talking more specifically about what they actually do for you. Make sure you're paying attention to it so that you get what you want, because if you just go based off last year, there's a good chance that you're going to mess it up. But I'm going to scroll down the list here.
I would say same thing when it comes to animations is takeovers. It's the same conversation. It's the same sentiment where you can have all these takeovers, all these abilities, but it's all white noise. It's all meaningless if there's only one or two takeovers that everyone defaults to, right? Like, specifically, every guard is going to have, like, the Deep Bomber, Limitless Range, Sharp takeover. And in centers, you either have, like, the Rim Protector, Rim Lockdown takeover, or the Rebound Chaser, like Glass Cleaner takeover from previous years. And that's it. That's what everyone has, right? When you see all these other builds like Blur, who runs that Blur takeover? You don't really see that often.
Here, and you guys can look at it if you want to pause the video and read some of the descriptions and really analyze the attributes and stuff like that. But pretty much we'll scroll to the bottom of the list so at least you can just see all the takeover options. But if you're like me, I'm pretty much just worried about the abilities because I'm going to be unlocking that custom takeover, and then I'm going to be putting up the attributes that I want to put up while getting the ability that I want. I know for maybe some more casual players that's probably like a little bit tedious and maybe you don't even want to have to worry about that. But I know for everybody out there that's like more of a, a sweaty player, or not even sweaty, but just you play 2K a lot, you're going to want to do the custom takeover to boost the attributes that you want and then get the ability that you want. But like I said, make sure you're paying attention to the ability unlocks because they are different from last year. Meet those requirements, you'll get the takeover that you want. Let's keep it moving. Next up, let's talk about the new feature. They talked about the animation glossary. Now, I know this probably doesn't sound important right off the rip, especially for the more knowledgeable players, but trust me, it is valuable. A lot of dribble move and dunk move requirements requirements have changed. So when you're in here, I definitely recommend using it, at least until you memorize. Well, maybe you don't memorize them. I usually end up memorizing them, but that's a topic for another day. But I would definitely recommend using this. You could scroll through and see, you know, like I said, dribble moves, dunk move, you know, everything that you want, all the requirements for it. And a lot of it has changed. Something I noticed too is it seems like, and this could be inaccurate, but from what I saw, players' dribble moves all have the same requirement. So it's not like, let's say you want Kobe's escape. Kobe's escape, Kobe's crossover, Kobe's behind the back, Kobe's hezzy. Everything has the same ball handle requirement for each player. There's not like a different requirement for his escape and then his behind the back. From what I saw, everything was the same requirement for each player. You know, all the Durant SIGs were all the same ball handle requirements. Now check this out. A very important small detail here that they changed this year, and I noticed this scrolling through the animation glossary. Standing dunk requirements, although the rating is the same, you have to be 6'5" now. So 6'4" and under cannot equip standing dunks. That's a big change.
Which makes sense because that's realistic. You're not seeing guards do standing dunks right under the basket.
Those 6'4" locks cutting out the corner, you know, getting those quick standing dunks, small guards being able to get to the dead zone and then go up with that standing dunk cheese. I mean, if you can't equip standing dunks, it's going to be much more. You could probably still trigger an animation here or there, but it's not nearly going to be as consistent as it was in past games. So I feel like that is a small detail that's going to have a big impact, especially in competitive gameplay. 6'5" and up to get standing dunks in 2K26. Now let's talk about badge thresholds. A lot of the badge threshold requirements are the same, but there were some small changes, so just pay attention.
Which we've went over those earlier in the stream.
Attention as you're making your builds. You don't want to miss one by just a couple attributes. And any badge requirement that had 3 attributes tied to it, for example, box out beast, last year it was offensive or defensive rebound plus strength. This year, they dropped all those 3 requirement ones down to 2. So now Box Out Beast is just offensive or defensive rebound. There's no strength involved. So pay attention as you're making. Like I said, you're going to notice a lot of the requirements are the same. So it kind of helps streamline the build making process because a lot of us have those thresholds already ingrained in our head from last year. But definitely just take a second look to make sure you're not missing anything. Because like I said, sometimes it is tweaked and you could probably save attributes somewhere because you don't need certain, like you know, if you want just gold box out beast, you just need 85 rebound, offensive or defensive. You don't need to put your strength up to whatever the requirement was last year. So just pay attention as you do things. I remember Versatile Visionary, they dropped the requirement for that. I think it's like 70 for bronze and 78 for silver now. So definitely pay attention as you're looking at the badge requirements. But let's talk about
But if you're doing someone like me where it's a 9 on rebound, you're going to max out the strength anyways because now that we have to time our rebounds, strength also values a lot into whether you get the rebound or not. So I feel it's not a big issue because if you have a rebounder, you're going to be upgrading the strength anyways.
Badge tiers. These are really, really important as we talked about quickly earlier because of the badge max +1 and +2. You know, you get 1 each in the tier 1, 1 each in the tier 2, plus your build specialization, a whole lot of stuff going on with the badges. So pay attention to the badge tiers. Some things have changed as you flicker between, you know, different heights. You'll see on the bottom badges switch from tier 1 to tier 2 based on height. A major change that I noticed was now 6'8" players, lightning launches in the tier 2 category. So you could use your tier 2 badge max +2 on lightning launch and put it from silver to Hoff on a 6'8" player. So that is really important. Make sure you not only pay attention to the badge tiers, but what badges may have switched from tier 1 to tier 2 from last year that maybe you had ingrained in your head. Let's move on to relevant badges. In the menu now, you can click R3 while you're hovering over an attribute, and you're going to see badges down below that are tied to that attribute will highlight in like a bluish, kind of greenish, like a turquoise. I don't know. You tell me what color it is in the comments. I mean, I'm bad at this, but they will highlight the badges that are tied to the attribute that you're over. It's just a small quality of life thing, but definitely for newer players, it probably is nice to see like, okay, this attribute will help me get these badges. Like I said, for more experienced players, players, you're probably never going to use it, but for newer players or players looking for more help and guidance in the builder, definitely a valuable tool to use. Let's talk about attribute weights real quick. A lot of the attributes feel relatively similar in how expensive they are at specific heights, but certain things that I noticed, things like driving layup felt like it was a bit cheaper. Pass accuracy felt like it was a bit cheaper. So pay attention at
Driving layup being cheaper when all the improvements we hear about floaters and layups and slashing improvements. Interesting. Which I like. I like that. I like the sound of that. If driving layup is cheaper and is also really effective, because we're seeing all these things about driving dunk being amazing, how they simplified the dunk meter, skill dunks. Well, in order to combat that and add variety for slashing, not everyone's going to have a dunk. So have driving layup also be viable.
As you're going through the builder, it might look so similar, but there are these small little changes that could really have an impact on how good your build ends up being, and more importantly, how much you end up liking your build. You could make a build and then be like, man, I didn't realize like I could have got all this pass ag, or I could have just went 1 inch shorter and got my lightning launch in a different tier, so then I could have used my badge max +2 in a different spot. Like there's just so many little different factors that if you really utilize them correctly, you're going to be able to make some crazy builds on NBA 2K26. But if y'all want to check out a Kevin Durant build that 2K says has no weaknesses,
no big weaknesses to report, is insane.
Click that video on the screen right there. Let me know what you think.
All right, let's dive into the Nets video because, all right, I would say the next video we're going to dive into is something that everyone is talking about, and that's a new 7'4" builds.
You'll know 7'4" players are brand new to NBA 2K26, and they were looking really good when I tested NBA 2K26 early, whether it was Wemby dribbling or chucking up some three-pointers and step backs, or even Yao Ming launching skyhooks from the three-point line. So you're probably wondering, how are 7'4" my player builds? Well, they can get the new sharpshooting takeover ability. Oh, and an 89 three-pointer. And a 94 three-pointer in takeover. Oh, and Hall of Fame limitless range with a max +2. Yeah. I'm showing every 7'4"
Mike Wayne said himself, he's worried about those 7'4s.
build you can think of making. I'm talking 7'4" shooting bigs, 7'4" inside bigs, 7'4" post scores, even 7'4" dribbling builds. All I ask is to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and let's get started with build number 1. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Henry, aka Double H, back at it with yet another video. And the first 7'4" of many that I am making in this video is going to be a shooting 7'4". Now, I did make some mistakes while making this build. After looking at the footage, I'm going to point them out. So make sure to not make these mistakes that I made when I was making this 7'4" popper, okay? Now, 7'4" is going to get pretty crazy. You're going to see when I minimize my wingspan, when I go 7'4" right here, you can get an 89 three-pointer like I said in the intro. That's going to give you a silver limitless, and it's going to give you sharpshooting takeover ability, okay? So 7'7" wingspan is like 84 3, max wingspan is 78 three-pointer, but I feel like a lot of people are going to mess around and make the minimum wingspan 1 just because, like, why would you not?
If I'm not mistaken, it was both 89 for mid-range and 3. I'll have to recap. I think we're not mistaken. It was 89 for midi and 3 in 2K25 for gold set shot specialist. Max +2 in that to legend. So the 7'4" minimum wingspan can have, I think, potentially, I could be wrong, chat here to remind me. I know it was 89 midi, 3, I don't know if it was the exact same. But regardless, legend limitless range. If the requirement is 89. Favorite build you've seen so far? We are just diving into the actual builds itself. Dakota, not sure how long you've been here. The first like 30-40 minutes we were going over the 2K Lab stuff, comparing the animation and badge requirements from 2K25, 2K26, and just watch the Joe Knows video of just breaking down the overall builder itself. This is the first like actual builder, so to speak. And of course, of all the first ones, it's going to be the new 7.4, something that Mike Wayne himself is worried about.
I feel like there's so much fun to be had, whether it's in the rec, the park. I'm interested to see if these 7.4 builds make it into competitive play, but they might be a little slow. But anyways, I messed up on the weight when I first went in. Then I went 258 to try to get 99 rebound. And I made a mistake on that because I ended up wanting to get 99 off his rebound. And this is only 98. So you have to go 1 pound heavier than this. So go 259 pounds. That was the mistake I made when making this build. So
got it, 259 for rebounding. Note it for my day one build.
Go 259. Do not go 258 so you can get that max 99 O board. But when I got into the builder, you see I put my rebound up immediately. I put my three-pointer to an 89, which gave me gold set shot, silver limitless. Then I was looking at the standing dunk, what's it called? Contact dunk thresholds for standing dunks. I was trying to find them here, and they are the same as last year. It's 80 standing dunk, 60 vertical for the first one, and then it's like 90 standing dunk for the second one with a 70 vertical. So then I ended up putting my standing dunk to an 80. I later realized that I need silver rise up at 81, so I did that later. And then I put 60 vertical. I maxed out the speed. I mean, it is slow. 51 speed, 39 agility. I don't know what y'all expected. Is 7.4. I do make it 7.4 later in the video. That is the fastest 7.4 you can possibly make. I tried to put up the steal, wasn't really worth it. Then I put up my driving dunk to a 65 just for animations. I put my strength to a 91 for brick wall. And by the way, for box out beast this year, you don't need any strength. It's just rebounding stat for box out beast. I put my pass act to an 82 for gold dimer. Put my vertical up. At this point, I have a 97 O board, 90 D board. So like I said, I had 258 pounds, which is max 98 board, thinking I would +2 cap breaker it. So make sure you go 259 pounds. Do not go 258 so you can get the max potential 99 O board. Anyways, I had a this is what I had going on here. I realized my standing dunk was a little low, so I put it to 81. I didn't know what else to do with the stats though, so I put down my D board to see what else I could get away with. Ended up getting a way higher interior defense and a way higher block, but at this point I'm still not 99 overall. So I was trying to mess around with the stats, see where to put these stats, because there wasn't really anywhere to put it. Like there wasn't enough to put it on perimeter to get anything significant, or interior, or
just off rip. Just looking at this, if 65 drive and dunk is the good like budget threshold like it was in 2K25, this build is cracked. You have a good budget drive and dunk, 89-3, 82 pass accuracy, which is decent, 80s defense, maxed out rebounding, and very high strength on a 7.4.
a rebound or block. There wasn't really a point to putting on speed with ball or ball handle, so I was like, okay, maybe post fade phenom. Like there was nothing else to get, so I put 79 post control and 80 mid range for gold post fade phenom.
Although I would say the one weakness about this build, of course, is that free throw. You got to get that up to a 99.
I tried to get some more pass sack after putting down my rebound, but I couldn't get to 92 pass sack. Anyways, this is what the stats looked at 99 overall, and this was the first center build I had ever made at 7.4, and I made a massive mistake besides that weight. And this is why I would be careful for all my center builds out there. I would make your first build with specialization in mind.
Which I am. I don't know if I said this in the previous stream, but I'm going to say it now. I'm making my interior center day one build. Mats out rebounding, mats out strength, mats out block, mats out passing. And I'm doing the rebounding build specialization. I think my mindset is to get the 96 rebounding for a Hall of Fame rebound chaser. Build specialization, use the Mats +1 in that quest line to bring the Mats +1 up to Legend Rebound Chaser. That is my mindset. That's my goal. Like something around those lines. Because I'm thinking either rebounding or defense build specialization. And I'm just thinking defense is probably going to be like get 2,000 steals or 2,000 blocks, which is insane. I don't even know if I'm going to get 2,000 blocks for the entire year. But I can definitely get, it will take a long time, but I can definitely get 2,000 rebounds because I average like 30 to 40 rebounds a game. I don't average 30 to 40 blocks a game.
You don't know what build specialization is, you choose between finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, and rebounding. Through challenges under the one that you pick, you can get +2 cap breakers towards whatever you chose, a max +2 to any badge, and a max +1 to any badge. And these challenges might take a little time, but you can literally grind them in MyCur offline on rookie mode. And in this build right here, I was thinking of +2ing the offensive rebound for that 99 offensive rebound, which would then give me Legend Rebound Chaser. And then the other rewards was the max +1 and the max +2.
I would say just the thing of, do I do 96 rebound and then do the max +1 badge to get to Legend? Or do I go 98? I don't know why I would do this, but it's just another option. 98 rebound, not max +1, cap breaker that for it to build specialization quest to 99. Either way, that's how I'm going to get Legend Rebound Chaser in 2K26. Something along those lines. Either 98 in the builder, which that would be way more expensive. I don't know why I would do that. But as an option, leaving the options out there, 98 cap breaker to 99, or 96 max +1 badge to 99. I think that's going to be what I'm going to do. And I feel like that's what I recommend all of you centers with max out rebound and do as well. But it's your game, your money, you do what you want. I'm just saying what I'm thinking of doing.
And I'd put the max +1 on Box Out Beast. Then I would have Legend Rebound Chaser and Legend Box Out Beast. And then I still have my max +2 left. But there's no rebounding badge left to put a max +2 on. So I would essentially just be wasting it. So you're probably thinking, oh, just go 99 rebound in the builder and then put your build specialization in a different category. Well, yeah, you could do that. And on this build, if you did that, then yeah, you could put it on shooting, put this 3-pointer to 87, get the 99 offensive rebound by sacrificing something else a little bit, probably block and interior, and then putting your build specialization badges on a bunch of shooting badges like Legend Set Shot Specialist and Gold Deadeye. But I think it would just be a way better idea to +2 for like 92 rebound, get Legend Rebound Chaser, get Hall of Fame Box Out Beast, and then save a ton of attributes to put elsewhere. So I don't know, I feel like 99 rebound is really expensive, and then there's no reason to +2 to Hall of Fame or rebounding badges in the builder, because then you're just wasting your max +1s and 2s. So I ended up remaking this build. So here's the build I ended up going with, but I wouldn't even use this either. So hear me out with the changes I would make to make the perfect 7-4 after reviewing the footage. So the changes that you will notice is the finishing is a little different. We went -1 on the mid-range. We went a little higher on the block, a little higher on the D board, lower on the O board, higher speed, higher agility, higher vertical. We went lower weight so we could get that higher speed and agility now that we're not going for that 99 rebounding, making us a faster 7-4, another reason to not go this 99 rebound. But you don't get that sharpshooting takeover ability unless you have above an 80 midi and above an 83. Not only that, but if we're going to use a build specialization, we're going to put it on rebounding or maybe shooting. Regardless, we wouldn't waste it on limitless range because rebounding, you can't use it on limitless range. And then if we got shooting, we're going to put those at the tier 1s. And that's because even after the build specialization, you end up earning other max +1s and max +2s. A max +1 for badge tier 1s and tier 2s, and a max +2 for a badge tier 1 badge and a badge tier 1 badge. So that max +2 tier 2 badge, you're going to want to use on limitless range to get that Hall of Fame limitless range. And then max +1, you have Dimer left with Hall of Fame Dimer, but then you don't get Legend Dimer. And this build on the screen, I didn't even make for a build specialization. Like, it's literally for 0 cap burgers, nothing in mind. And I would make your first build with something in mind. So what to do to make this build better? Put the offensive rebound to a 90, put the block to an 84, then adjust other stats to minimize them. I think you probably lower interior a little bit. Then put your mid-range to an 80, and then put your pass sec to a 92. This way you get the sharpshooter takeover ability, you get Legend Dimer, then you can put the build specialization on rebounding, +2 offensive rebound, get the gold rebound chaser, get the gold box out beast. Then you can put the max +2 from build specialization on rebound chaser for Legend rebound chaser, the max +1 from build specialization on Box Out Beast for Hall of Fame Box Out Beast. Without even playing much, you'll get that max +2 for a tier 2 badge pretty fast, and you can get Hall of Fame Limitless Range. Then eventually you'll get a max +1 for a tier 2 badge. You can put that on Legend Dimer, because now you have Hall of Fame Dimer because you have a 92 pass act. Then you can use your max +2 in the shooting badges for Legend Set Shot and the max +1 either on Brick Wall for Hall of Fame Brick Wall or Gold Deadeye. Now you have a crazy 7-4 build with standing contacts, sharpshooting takeover ability, Hall of Fame Limitless Range, Legend Deadeye, Silver Paint Patroller, Legend Rebound Chaser, Hall of Fame Box Out Beast, and either Hall of Fame Brick Wall or Gold Deadeye. I mean, that is literally insane. But anyways, the build on the screen ended up coming out as a pick and pop board enforcer, and I did get a comparison.
Victor Wembanyama. Man, I wonder what it will take for me to make a Victor Wembanyama build 2K26. Because I want to say that's one of my most viewed videos to this day, is my making Victor Wembanyama build in 2K25. So, kind of want to repeat that success in 2K26.
The Wemby. But let's move on to the inside big.
All right, no. Hold up 1 second. I want to see.
I mean, that is literally insane. But anyways, the build on the screen ended up coming out as a pick and pop board enforcer, and I did get a comparison to Wemby. But let's move on to the...
Okay. So strengths and weaknesses, go-to badges, rebound chaser, brick wall, set shot specialist. Block is an A, rebounds an A, strength is an A. Strengths: monster shot blocker, punishes teams with second effort, immovable in the post, efficient from deep in his size, unacceptable touch under the basket, heavy-footed when... I can't read that. It's blocking it. But there we go.
The inside big. Now, the next 7'4" build is the inside center, like I said, and I ended up making this with no cap breakers in mind. So you guys can kind of think what build specialization you're going to go with, or if you want to keep cap breakers in mind. But I really wanted to show y'all what it's like to put a 99 rebound.
I would say it just depends on how much cap breakers cost, how we get cap breakers, because we get cap breakers from the season. I'm assuming it's going to be like last year, where it's a level 40 in the battle pass. Pay to win, but we move. You obviously get a cap breaker from the build specialization quest. We're going to go rebound route, at least for us. And then rep, I don't know if it's going to be a lot like 2K25. I'm assuming it's going to be different, where we'll Starter 3, Vet 2, and Legend 1. Let's be honest, not all of us have jobs and everything, and we're not all able to get Legend rep race for all 15 cap breakers.
On a big, okay? This is a 7'4" with 99 offensive rebound, okay? So the first thing I did was max the speed and agility. You're going to be a little slower than the other 7'4s because you wanted a 99 rebound. So you have a 52 agility, or a 52 speed of 39 agility, 91 strength for the goal rebound chaser, max vertical so we can jump for those rebounds. You're not going to be able to shoot on this. So this is just going to be for all my centers that don't want to be able to shoot. You want to inside. You just want to be basically a 7'4" Shaq. I guess this is what you would probably make. So we
Hell yeah.
went 82 pass act at first to try to get that gold dimer to start. 84 block. We went 81 standing dunk for the standing contacts and silver rise up. And then I was kind of looking to see what we can, if it was even possible to get posterizer on an inside. It is not. Then I put the standing dunk to a 90. This way we get both standing contacts. I mean, we are inside, we may as well get that. I put the rebound to a 99. I did have to lower the perimeter defense a little bit, and after messing around with the stats forever, this is literally the best 7'4" inside center build you could possibly make if you wanted to put
like an inside center, but he's not going to be 7'4".
Put a 99 rebound on it. This shows how expensive 99 rebound really is. I mean, I couldn't upgrade my perimeter just to have a perimeter. This build has no shooting. I do get a 70 dunk, so I do get those 70 park dunks. 90 standing dunk for both contacts. We do have good interior defense and block. Our strength isn't anything crazy, but you don't need strength for box out this beast this year. So we have legend box out and legend rebound chaser, and I'm sure you can eventually +2 brick wall for legend brick wall. The only problem with this build is I'm just not sure where you would put your build specialization. I mean, I guess I would probably put it on defense, and then you could +2 paint patroller for Hall of Fame paint patroller, and +1 post lockdown for gold post lock. And then eventually when you get other max +1s and 2, you can get legend dimer with the +2 on the badge tier 2, silver high flying denier for the max +1 tier 2, Hall of Fame break starter for the max +2 tier 1, and maybe gold versatile visionary for the max +1 tier 1. Keep in mind, this build has a 7'10" wingspan, so it has max wingspan on a 7'4". For builds in 2K26, you only get 6 inches above your height. They changed that a little bit, so there's no more 8-foot wingspans. And this build was called a lob threat.
Rudy Gobert, Wilt, and Dikembe Mutombo. If I'm being honest, lob threat board enforcer is probably going to be what my build's going to be. It's going to be something around those lines. So board enforcer something is going to be my day one build. I can almost guarantee that.
Board enforcer with comparisons to Mutombo, Rudy Gobert, and Wilt. And the scouting report says your only weaknesses is you can't shoot, which I guess is good because we were trying to make it inside big, so I guess we did a good job of that. And the strengths were exactly what we were looking for. And I did end up changing the build a little bit. If you wanted to put cap breakers on O board for the 99 O board and you just don't care about missing out on your max +2, then going from 99 O board to 97 gives you 92 pass act. And this build does get Dishmaster and Crasher takeover abilities. And the build name does come out to be a board enforcing Diming Riser that has comparisons to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. But that's enough with the inside centers. Next is the 7'4" post score, and I'm gonna be honest, this 7'4" post score is crazy. Like, I really think I cooked.
Post scores? Oh boy. Let me guess, it's going to be 99 post control, because we literally saw in the video earlier and also yesterday, Yao Ming Kareem skyhooking from the 3-point line and greening it
with this build. If you are a sweaty post scorer and you're looking just to make a 7'4" to start the game, I feel like I really cooked with this build. But anyways, the first thing I ended up doing was just upgrading a bunch of stuff in the finishing with the standing dunk, the close shot, the post control, even the driving dunk, so when you do have a lane, you have a good animation. And I was kind of messing around with the wingspan too, because I wanted to get that 80 mid-range for the gold post fade phenom, because I feel like these post scorers could get a lot of stats. Like, I could get rebound, I could get interior and block, and getting a midi too to add that post hop shot, post fade to your bag with the new post go-to shots in the game, I feel like would be huge. Like the Wemby post go-to shot and the Kevin Durant post go-to shots are really good, and I feel like post scores could get pretty glitchy with them. And there's probably some other post go-to shots that we don't know about, but we do know about the Yao Ming or the Kareem one where the post hook, that would be post control and close shot, which we have upgraded. I ended up maxing out the speed, maxing out the agility. I put up the block, the interior, the offensive rebound, the defensive rebound. And really, I was just messing around with the finishing and the strength for literally like 20 minutes until I came to this build right here. Now,
92 close shot, 90 stand dunk, 96 post control, 80 midi, interior defense at 90, block, rebounding, and max out strength.
this is obviously like a 1v1 court version of a post score because it has no pass act, but look at how crazy this is. We have max speed, we have a 95 strength, we have a 66 vertical, we have the 92 offensive rebounds so you can get your own rebounds, 80 defense.
That's why post scorers are the most viable when it comes to like the 1v1 courts, because you don't need to upgrade your pass act obviously if it's a 1v1 court. And just look at what you can get.
It's a rebound. You have super high interior defense. You have good block. Even though you don't have a lot of ball handle, you have golden pluckable, which is the max you can get through post control without upgrading your ball handle. You have an 80 mid-range so you could shoot the post fades, the post top shots, the go-to shots, and then 96 post control, 90 standing dunk, 51 driving dunk, 67 driving layup, 92 close shot. Look at the badges. I mean, they are insane. And guess what? If you put your build specialization on finishing, put the +2 to post control. Then when you hit level 40 in a season, put +1 to post control. You'll have 99 post control, giving you legend post up poet. So you will drop step and post spin people to the floor with ease. Then you can put the max +2 you got from your build specialization on post powerhouse, giving you legend post powerhouse. And then you could put the +1 on, I guess, float game for legend float game. Then eventually when you get your other max +1s and 2s, you can +2 paint patroller for Hall of Fame paint patroller. You can +2 rise up for legend rise up. You can +2 high flying denier for gold high flying denier. And then you could +1 aerial wizard or off-ball pest, whatever you want to go with there. Then all of a sudden you have a insane post score build with legend post powerhouse, legend post up poet, gold rebound chaser, legend rise up, gold unpluckable, gold box out, gold paint prodigy, Hall of Fame paint patroller, Hall of Fame brick wall, silver set shot, gold post fade phenom with a bunch of glitchy post go-to shots, and he's 7'4". I mean, with a 7'8" wingspan. I don't know, man. This could get super glitchy. This build gets Paint Surgeon and Crasher for its takeover abilities. It is compared to Artist Gilmore, Robert Parrish, and Roy Hibbert, and it is called a two-way paint pounding?
Paint Pounding Crasher is an insane name. Man. That's insane. That's OD. I don't know. I really like that name. I don't know. What can I say?
Pause. And yeah, the weaknesses is basically pass sack and 3-point shooting, which we already knew. And the strengths, they speak for themselves, bro. I mean, it literally says drop steps into automatic buckets. I mean, do we need to say any more? I also ended up making a pass sack version for people that wanted to play twos. And I ended up having to change the stats a lot to get the 71 pass sack. And this is what I ended up going with. So you still get really good badges. The only things we lost out on was Hall of Fame post powerhouse. And we got an extra +2 defensive rebound. And we did get a -1 post control, a -5 strength. But we did get the 71 pass sack and a +2 defensive rebound. And this build also came out to be a two-way paint pounding crasher. But that's enough of the post scores. Now it was time to make the dribbling 7'4". Now, people are probably gonna be dribbling on a 7'4". I heard from Joey 2K Community Day that there were some good animations at 65 ball handle, which you can get with the 7'4". So I went minimum weight. I tried to get the fastest 7'4" you can make. Minimum wingspan for the max shooting as well. And at first, I thought I really cooked with this build right here. Y'all could let me know. A 73 driving dunk and a 73 vertical for the bronze post riser. We get the 90 standing dunk for both the contact dunks for standing dunks. 79 post control and 80 mid range for the gold post fade phenom. And we get the sharp shooting takeover ability with the 89 three-pointer, silver limitless range, gold set shot. Max ball handle, max speed of ball is 65 ball handle, 44 speed of ball on a 7'4". 92 pass sack for Hall of Fame dimer. We have a 93 block, 78 interior for that gold paint patroller. Max perimeter defense. We're not going to get any stealing badges anyways, so a 38 steal isn't really a big deal. 80 O board, 80 D board. I know. Now we are 7'4", but we went minimum weight. Okay, we went minimum weight, minimum wingspan. So it happens, bro. Like we're gonna have a low rebound. I mean, we could have.
If you want minimum weight, minimum wingspan, you're not going to get many rebounds because you went minimum wingspan. You have to make sacrifices somewhere. You can't do everything.
Eventually, max +2 for Hall of Fame rebound chaser. So I feel like you would probably get away with it. Anyways, 62 speed, 47 agility is the fastest a 7'4" can get. We ended up having an 80 strength right here. We could put it up a little bit, but that was the thing. I wanted silver brick wall at least, and you guys can let me know. I feel like looking at the footage, I'd probably go with this anyways with the 73 vertical here, but I ended up going back, putting the weight up a tiny bit, and then I had to lower the driving dunk 1 to get my 83 strength to get the silver brick wall. And I mean, it's up to you. You could probably sacrifice something else here to get the posterizer bronze and the 83 strength, or you could just say screw it and +2 brick wall eventually. I don't know what you would put your build specialization on for a build like this. You could probably lower the pass sack to 90 and eventually get your +2s and 1s for playmaking badges. But then again, you don't have handles for days or lightning launch or anything. So there's not really a point unless you want to use it for passing badges or for unpluckable to get gold unpluckable. Honestly, you would probably just end up using it for shooting, but regardless of, you're gonna get a max +2 on your tier 2 badges pretty fast. You can get Hall of Fame limitless range, you can get Legend Deadeye, you can get Legend Set Shot. Hey, you can even get Legend Rise Up on this build too. You can get Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser despite the 80 rebounding. There's a lot of possibilities with this dribbling 7-4. You get the Sharpshooter takeover ability, you get the Dishmaster takeover ability, and you are compared to Victor Wembanyama and Kristaps Porzingis and called an inside-out diming eraser, with your weakness saying that it's unacceptable touch under the basket, which makes no sense. We have a 90 standing dunk and we have a 72. I mean, I guess the close shot and post control being in the high 70s is low, but dude, we have all the standing contact, so I'm not sure. But monster shot blocker, find shooters from the paint, immediate rise under the basket, efficient from deep for his size. This is a pretty crazy.
It's also a small change, but I do really like the archetype names are different. Correct me if I'm wrong, 2K said they added like what 300 to 400 new archetype build names in 2K26 compared to 2K25, which helps a lot. It not only makes your build more personal, but it helps when you go into a game and you're not just seeing, oh, 2K25 3-level scores every time, right? Because that can get very dull, very dry, very boring very quickly.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's like a fan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, I tested every big man dribble style in NBA 2K26, so you don't have to. So the point of this video is to get you guys ready for all the build videos that are to come today that you're going to watch from other content creators as well as me and understand.
Archetype names are fire, and 2K25 had 300 total names, and there are 4,200. Okay. So that's where the 300 came from. Okay. So it's not 2K added 300 2K26. 2K had 300 2K25, and they added thousands in 2K26. So indeed, W though, regardless.
What needs to be on these builds for you to be able to move most optimally. Real quick, before we go into it though, I have to shout out 2K. Appreciate them for bringing me out to the community day to get this early content for you guys, and it's obviously what's allowing us to do so. So I really do appreciate it. Anyway, this is what we're going to be working with for the build.
Dakota, now that you've seen the builder stuff and you're watching more with me, what's your day one build looking like? I'm curious. Because I feel like I have some in my head of what I'm going to do.
As far as the baseline,
down to like certain attributes.
and for every single thing you're going to see for the bigs, right? So 70 speed with ball, bronze lightning launch. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's like the equivalent that everything's going to have so that we're on equal footing for the testing and stuff. So don't worry about anything else. This is a troll build, obviously. It's not meant to have, you know, a good rebound, interior defense, and be a good big man or anything like that. I just quickly filled it out with what I needed to be able to do the test properly. So for instance, speed with ball, ball handle, and then maybe just some etc. stuff that like doesn't hurt to have either. But that's really what mattered the most, was ball handle, speed with ball, simply put. Now, because it's technically the first time I'm showing a build being made, I guess I'll just let it play out and let you guys see what happens since you're already here. So as you can see, it shows like the shades of the archetype name, stuff like that, some badges, some top attributes, and then like player descriptions and stuff. So the custom test allows you to actually just max out all the badges and also just put all the animations on that you want. Now, I will let you guys know with this test, obviously I'm going through and every single time that I'm testing this, I'm changing the dribble style. Every like second or third time that you do like go back out and come back in to customize, it will randomize every single animation. So the only thing I'm really changing is dribble style, and things that I'm doing.
As far as the randomizing goes, we know 2K said when we got the builder courtside report, they said that once you finish making your build and you go to that screen once they pass the scan report, 2K will like automatically give you like certain animations they deem as the best or the safest animations for your build, instead of just giving you the 2K defaults all throughout. But obviously, we're not going to use the 2K defaults on like an online setting. We're going to be doing our own custom animations.
Like SIG size up might have some variance, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to just set you up with the best dribble style for yourself because there are plenty of options in a lot of these videos. It's just that I want to have you guys be able to like find one that fits the type of build that you're going to be getting at when it comes to the speed with ball requirements, as well as just what you want to see out of the build. Maybe you're a guy that likes cross launches more, where you do a dribble move and then run to your offhand. Or maybe you're someone that wants to do a dribble move and run toward your ball hand more primarily. Or maybe you're someone that just likes the style of a specific one rather than the other. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all of the animation requirements as well, on top of just actually seeing them all played out and be able to actually, like, you know, get the visual on what you like the most. So to start us off, we have normal. This is only a 40 speed with ball requirement. Obviously, just use your imagination just a tad bit. Obviously, on every single build, I'm not going to customize the attributes, go in and out on the builder and get to like 40 speed with ball just to test the ones that have 40, and then go to 70 to test the ones that have 70. It's all just going to be on equal footing right here, and understand that if you're a 7'3" or 2 or something like that wants to run this dribble style right here of normal, it's not going to move quite as quickly as a 6'10 with 70 speed with ball and bronze lightning launch, obviously. But as you can see, normal, still the same old. When you do the cross launch, it's like the same sweeping animation that we really actually ran quite a bit. Like, I ran normal dribble style on my 6'10 back in 2K24, and it was a banger. It was really good at getting to those like offhand movements and getting you downhill into the dunk meter and stuff. So overall, I think normal, pretty decent dribble style. Obviously, it's not meant to be like the greatest, and it really isn't, to be fair, but it's okay. It's definitely like something that's okay to have on your builds. And if you're someone that's like 7'2", 7'3", absolutely feel free to get at least 40 speed with ball. If you're already at like 37 or 38, you know, just put a couple ticks up, boom, snag that normal. Now, what's really the best value here, and I'll just say it right now, the best dribble style for bigs, in my opinion, is Giannis. And this is 55 speed with ball requirement, and you have to be 6'10 and up. That's pretty much the same thing you're going to see in every bit of this video, is 6'10 and up requirement. And bro, I'm telling y'all, Giannis is like the true blue game breaker when it comes to the dribble styles for the bigs. There are a couple more. There's like 2 more that I think would be well worth putting on if it fits your style.
Obviously, when it comes to when I make big man builds, I'm not a dribbler. So I'm just sharing this information for someone out there because I'm sure this information matters to someone. But maybe if it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if I only need a 55, I'll see if I can upgrade, I'll target it. But it's not very high on the priority list, is what I'm trying to say.
Style better, but for this one, it's about moving toward your ball hand, aka like when you do a dribble move, running to that same exact side. So we'll break it down just a little bit for y'all, but I'm not really here to do the breakdown too much. This is really just to let you guys see the dribble styles and like have your own opinion on what you want to see out of it. So that's the cross launch right there. It's not that great, but then you can see kind of right there, and especially on that one, the like running to the same side ball hand, the ability this dribble style is going to have at getting you downhill is really good, all things considered, especially just off the fact that it's for bigs. So I don't know if the bigs have really had a dribble style that's elite like this in quite a long time, or even for that matter, ever. I don't think. Like I said, normal was something that was pretty good back in the day in 24. I don't think 25 really had any elite dribble styles for bigs. I guess Zion was like decent, but I don't really think it's anything special. It was just the best in the game at the time, but that wasn't saying much. Anyway, point being, you can see when I got in here, I was really liking the Giannis. It was a really good look, and 55 speed with ball is a really good value as well. Like the fact that you don't even need 65, 70, something like that, I think it really will be a good fit for a lot of you guys. So anyway, we'll come back to that at the end. I actually did have a recap where I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit more when we got to the end of this video, but I want to keep accelerating through here to give you guys a couple more options of things that you can maybe still pick from when you get on your build. Because again, the point of this video is I tested every dribble style, so you don't have to in 2K26. So it's like, obviously we want to hit everything here. So Bankero right here, 50 speed with ball, and then a height of at least 6'10. That's how it's going to be for literally everyone. So I'm not going to continue saying the at least 6'10, but as you see, I also put it in slow-mo just to be able to like make sure that we got it. I need to stop pausing on these portions of the video. But anyway, Bankero, not the greatest. It was pretty bad, realistically. You can see the cross launch is not terrible, but the same side ball hand was really bad. Like, look at the hitch that it gives you. That is me sprinting right away, trying to actually sprint. And you can see I give up on it pretty quickly. But just want to highlight that one more time. So cross launch, decent. Same side ball hand, look at how awful that is. This is me sprinting right away, and it has like a really bad hitch to it. So Bankero is going to be one that, like, even, and I wanted to make this video for the My Team guys too, because this is something that's going to be important for you to know and see as well. So obviously wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see what those cards are going to be looking like when you just see on the database videos and stuff like that, or like the website that they have something like a Bankero dribble style, it's going to be ricing them, bro. It's not good at all. So you want to stay on the lookout for the ones that we kind of deem are like toward the top. And again, a lot of these can still be to your opinion as well, but yeah, there's going to be some that are just undisputably bad, and Bankero is definitely one of them. So one that's actually really good, and we can at least give some consideration to as far as like this versus Giannis, is KD. Now, KD requires a 65 speed with ball, so obviously this is going to be a little bit more of a 6'10 thing, like the point centers, if you will. It's not going to be as much something you see, I don't even think you can see it on a 7-footer, for instance, or debatably a 6'11. It'd be probably cutting it kind of close. But anyway, the reason I say this is more of a stylistic thing and rather than like a definitive best is if you're someone that likes the cross launches, KD is going to be more for you than Giannis 100%. But its ball hand is not very good. Like when you run to the same side as where you just set the dribble up to. When you do the cross launch of going like dribble move and then run away from it, it's definitely good. Like this actually looks pretty solid. It's probably better than Pro, probably better than Wemby that you're about to see as well pretty soon. So
Okay, so the reason why I've been silent for a second is I pulled up 2K25 since I was just curious for bigs. So if that is true that Giannis is the best dribble style in the game for bigs at only a 55 speed with ball, according to the builder, I only put up the speed with ball on a 7-foot center, 253, 7'4 wingspan, just the default. And the Mats is a 57 speed with ball. So we may be able to get it.
I'd say it probably has the best cross launch of any dribble move that the bigs have. But again, it's same side ball hand, not the greatest. And you can see I'm definitely overplaying the cross launch just because it's kind of the driving force of this dribble style. Because again, that ball hand one, not very good. So again, that's why it's a little bit more of an opinionated thing because it's not going to be like super definitive. But I definitely would say right now it looks like Giannis is better. But maybe that's just me. I like the ball hand runs a lot more than like the cross launch. It's been a kind of a thing that's been in 2K for a while now, though, where the bigs haven't really been able to do much running same side ball hand. It's been a lot of cross launch all the way back to 24 and in 25 with the Zion dribble style as well. That was Jokic right there. I didn't even really want to spend too much time on it because it's complete garbage. And same with Sabonis. Sabonis is also trash. It's 40 requirement, but again, if you're going to go with like the 40 thresholds, normal is going to be the move. If you're going like 55, you'll see Wemby in a second and then Giannis. So essentially, your tiers, if you will, are 40 speed with ball for normal, 55 for Wemby and Giannis, and then 65 for KD. Pro is 70.
I wonder which one's better, Wemby or Giannis. Interesting.
We'll get to that in a second. And again, you might be someone that likes it in specific. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm teaming up with NBA2K Lab again this year. And like always, they have the best statistical jump shots on their website. Put a ton of time into the labbing of those. And on top of that, have exact visual cues now for those jump shots they recommend to you. So first, they find the exact best jump shots and put them into the data that you can use if you buy the premium. Then, on top of that too, they have the ability to even just practice the jump shot if you don't want to sit in the my court, wait for a ball return, or for that matter, even have to track down your own ball. And if you're not someone that wants to use the most meta jump shot of like the best green window and the absolute fastest, what you can do is plug your controller into your PC and shoot 10 shots of what feels comfortable to you, and they'll recommend you one of the jump shots that they've created as well. And again, this is a huge feature right here, the ability to take one of the custom jump shots they've recommended to you and find the exact release point of it and know exactly when to let go of your button on the controller or when to let go of the ball in your player's hands, obviously. And on top of that too, even do motion style tests, and they've got rankings of a ton of dribble moves. So if you want to check this out, like I said, go to NBA2KLab.com or the link in my description and put code LAKER for your promo code. This is going to save you about $1 per month or up to $2 depending on what length of subscription you decide to get. So when you come over to the website, you can hit the sign up tab, come over to the length of subscription you'd like to sign up for, and then hit register. And then when you do hit register, it'll create a coupon code, and you just are going to put in code LAKER right here if you'd like to as well. Now you guys absolutely feel free to sign up for whatever length of subscription you would like to do, but if you want to help me out, I make a percentage based off of the initial subscription price that you pay. So for instance, if you were to get the monthly, I'd only make a percentage off the $7.99, but if you were to do the yearly, I'd make the percentage off of that. So again, feel free to do whatever you'd like to. I don't want to pressure you any which way, but if you want to help me out just in specific, I'd really appreciate that as well.
I may have to give in and actually do an NBA 2K Lab subscription this year because of the custom jump shot stuff. now that it's green or miss.
So I hope y'all enjoying the video. Let's get right back to it, but one last time, if you want to subscribe to the NBA 2K Lab Premium, just use code Laker at checkout for 20% off. Anyway, that's all. Let's get back to the video now. All right, so moving along, we have the Wembanyama one right here, and this is going to be a lot like normal. It might even be the exact same animation as normal when it comes to the cross launch with just a different ball hand run. And also, fellas, to be fair, I didn't test the blowout dribbles or whatever they call it, the push like animation or whatever, where like when you just tap RT while moving up the court. And actually, come to think of it, last year that was flicking up on the right stick while sprinting anyway. But point being, I didn't test those. This is a half court. It was really hard to do stuff like that, so I'll have to wait until the game actually comes out. So the difference between Wemby and normal might be those types of push animations, or the blowout dribble, if you will. I'm gonna just call it that because that's what I'm pretty sure it's called. But anyway, the very last one that we have right here is Pro, and it's a 70 speed of ball requirement. Do I think this is worth? Probably not, to be honest with you. But some people really do like that Pro cross launch. They like to, hit the dribble move, run to that offhand, and like it gives a very unique animation. So let's just let that play out real quick. But again, I'm probably just not a fan of it quite as much. You can see that's the Pro right there, though. And it's decent. It's definitely a little bit more of like a shooter's dribble style, for sure. Like, for me as a slasher, I've never really liked Pro because I just feel like it doesn't really get me downhill very well. Like that right there, the kind of side sweeping animation feels like it's a little bit more for setting up for outside shooting, essentially. So I'm not a big fan, but some people might be. Again, gave a couple looks at that, and now we just wanted to wrap the video up and leave Giannis in the background as well while we're doing it. I will be testing a lot of different animations when the game actually comes out, by the way, fellas, but obviously we only had 9 hours total to even be on the game. So I was labbing a ton of different animations like the floaters, the dribble styles, all types of stuff like that. Even some more specific stuff like for my slasher style, looking for behind the backs, stuff like that. Then obviously also had to get the builds. So there's a reason I wasn't able to do, like, let's say every single gather, like the Euros, spins, hops, stuff like that, or every single crossover behind the back, like there's only so much time we have.
Obviously, not only that, but also take this video with a grain of salt. We're talking about the best motion style, the best dribble moves in this My Player Builder test freestyle court, because there's no defender, there's no stamina, nothing, so you literally can just spam moves and there's no consequence. But obviously, in an actual game setting, especially online, it's going to be different. So take that with a grain of salt.
So as soon as I get my hands on the actual game, what I'd like to do is just lab. Like, I honestly want to make sure I just have the whole repertoire down of like things I wanted to at least be interested in, and just roll with it early, so I don't have to play with a bunch of mediocre stuff and then like see other people do it and try and steal it off them. Nah, I'm trying to just figure out everything I want to even possibly run, and probably also look for things you guys be interested in too, so I can at least be the one to help in those regards as well. So as soon as I get the opportunity to, I will be looking for every possible thing I can help you with animations and stuff, because I'm interested in it myself. So figure I might as well help y'all while I'm at it. Anyway, that is all for the big man dribble style. If you guys want to check out any other videos.
All right, we got one more. We got one more video on tap for today. Here we go. Best center builds. Let's go. If I'm not mistaken, based on the history of 2K25, the game came out, and then with like a day or two of the game coming out, 2K Lab dropped the premium tests with the best jump shots with the biggest screen windows. Because I remember I did a stream testing out the best jump shot from the premium section of 2K Lab, like a day or two after the game came out. It was one of the first videos 2K25 in the playlist. aka me. Me. Now that's a 98 overall, and we're talking about inside centers. Few comments. Upgrade that free throw, obviously. And other things I'm looking at, of things I would change: increase the block, increase the interior defense, because dropping the rebound, because I'm leaning towards like 94 to 96 rebounding, and then using the Mats plus one, Mats plus two, and cap breakers from the rebound build specialization quest to get to 99 rebound and legend rebound chaser. I'm thinking strength wise, instead of 89 being the good threshold, last year I'm thinking 91 is going to be the threshold that I aim for. So we go from 89 to 91. It's the thing is, you go minimum wingspan, but you have 99 rebound. So how does attribute versus wingspan factor into it? All right, there we go. So that is a lot of information. Um, so my mindset is going to remain the same. My day one build is going to be a center build. Going to have priority in rebounding, strength, interior defense, block, pass accuracy, and I guess one thing I may want to target now that we heard the Giannis and Victor Wembanyama motion styles are great for bigs. We're gonna have a 55 speed with ball then. And yeah, as far as like seeing these builds like 99 rebound, I don't know if we're gonna go that far. We're still gonna have 99 rebounds. We're gonna have 99 rebounding and the legend rebound chaser, legend Bata beast. Now that strength is not tied to it, it's just the rebound itself. But I'm thinking, since we know we're gonna use the rebound specialization quest, and you get mats plus one, mats plus two badges, and cap breakers, what is the threshold? What is the exact formula target attribute where we want? Where it's the highest we can go without sacrificing anything else. And what I mean by that is, can we go 93 rebounding? 93 rebounding. Get enough cap breakers to get it up to, the Hall of Fame, and then using the mats plus one that we get from the rebound quest as well to bring it up to legend. Like, can we do that? Like, is there some formula where we can start out on a good threshold, and then the cap breakers we get from the build specialization quest, we get it up to Hall of Fame, and then we use that Hall of Fame with the mats plus one badge we get from also this build specialization quest to also get to legend? I think in some way that is how my brain is wrapping around things, and what we are thinking of doing for our day one build to save precious attributes, because going from 99 anything is insanely expensive. So if I can wait just a little bit and allow me to just go down a little bit on the attributes, not 99 yet, save it, and then reap the benefits later on, I'm gonna do that. But let me know what your thoughts are on all the builder news, the 2K Lab animations, badge requirements, comparing from 2K25, how it seems like the common situation we've seen is they're moving like for High Flying and Ire, you don't need like speed. For Rise Up, you don't need like vertical, for instance. For Bots Out Beast, you don't need strength. Right? They're removing the physicals over anything as far as the badges go. So let me know your thoughts on it. And also let me know what your thoughts on the builder and what your builder is going to be for day one. I'm curious.